If the past is affecting your state right now, here are the myths about trauma that are holding you back. And the truth is, the only person that can actually hold you back is you. Because whatever happened to you happened in the past. Unless you are physically being tortured and are experiencing trauma in this moment right now, everything happened in the past. Now, this doesn't mean that whatever trauma happened in the past doesn't have recurring psychological negative effects that can affect you in the present moment. This is one of the interesting things about trauma. And one of the big myths about trauma is that just because it happened in the past means it shouldn't affect you in the future or in the present moment. And well, doctors used to think PTSD wasn't real because of that. Because people that went through war, through real traumatic experiences, especially if they were chronic traumatic experiences. Now, by chronic, we mean that they continued over and over. That's the thing about trauma. It can be acute, as in it happened once, and then it has profound negative effects in the future. Or it can be chronic, as in it happens over and over and over again, and still has detrimental negative effects in the present moment or the future. However, remember, everything happens in time. And because it happens in time, what I mean by that is that something either happened in the past, it is either happening right now because the only moment that exists truly for us is now, or it will happen potentially in the future. We don't actually know what will happen in the future because the future isn't promised to anybody. Nobody that I know is truly all knowing. I don't know if you know somebody like that, but I don't. So, because of that, we don't know what will actually happen in the future. So, the only moment that we truly have is right now because the past is already gone. The second myth, and this is a huge myth, whatever happened in the past is in the past and we can't do anything about it. Now, the truth is that yes, it happened in the past. However, we can do something about it. If the past is affecting your state right now, especially if it's affecting it negatively. Now, if it's affecting it positively, shoot, you don't need to do a lot of work or any work if you love it. Just if you just love the way that you are, it's probably because of the past. You don't need to do anything about it. However, if you're like me and you've had some challenging things happen in the past before, then you may want to do a little bit of work on healing and making those moments whole and complete and assimilating them, right? Making them part of yourself so that way you become a complete human, a complete person, and your past no longer affects you negatively in the present moment. Now, it takes real work. The good news is, even though there's lots of different types of trauma, there's modalities, there's systems, there's practices that work for all of them. Now, it does take work, and I highly suggest having an accountability buddy, okay? A buddy, a friend, a professional. It can be a therapist, it can be a trained coach. We do this type of work to make sure that you get the results that you want, that you have support through the breakdowns so you can really get the breakthroughs you are looking for without as much pain and suffering and struggle as you would if you were just doing it by yourself. That's the first thing I suggest is get somebody to guide you through the process, to hold you accountable. That's why it's called an accountability buddy. Okay. Now, the second thing is figure out what you actually want to work on. And this is going to be different for everybody. And one of the big things is just breaking through those first two myths will change the way you operate. So just work on that. This journey of self discovery and pain, transformation, and really becoming fearless and the best version of yourself is going. This is Russ Nikita. Remember, be fearless and let's go.